The Outlaws, Brock, Dio,
Double M, Dubs.
Dubs is here with me per usual.
Hi.
We got a great interview later with Lee Christian.
That's right.
He's always a good guy to talk to.
Cross that pond, that big pond.
Always got something going on, that guy.
Yeah, he's got a lot of love for music. He loves
He's like,
music.
not only is he creating his own stuff, but then he's got the other stuff he produces and everything.
That's
so,
right.
He's doing art, musicians. It's all a good time. This show is our day before Christmas Eve show. And it's very punk rock heavy.
Oh man. Evie.
Yeah, because I was thinking, like, what says, like, everything isn't really punk rock during Christmas.
That's true. It's very, like, tacky.
It's not the most punk rock holiday.
It really is not. Halloween, the most punk rock holiday on the, ever.
Probably the most punk rock.
Yeah.
However, we got to do some punk rock, and I want it to be on Christmas because it makes you like, but here's the balance of the force.
Okay. The yin yang.
Yeah, you're driving in your car, and all you're hearing is like and there's nothing wrong with the Christmas classics. I love them, but like you're hearing a lot of those. Then you listen to this show, totally different tempo.
Yeah, and that helps people. You're right. The balance is a true virtue. Balance.
So you're getting bombarded by that. And
Yep.
then you listen to this, it's fresh, it balances it all out. And then you're allowed to go, and then you can listen to more Christmas music and feel balanced.
That's right. It's the exhaust pipe for your mental, like, stability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's got one of those things that makes it look like lights are coming out. Ever seen those?
That's fucking cool. Like the floor light, the floor pit. Yeah, that's shit. The neon kit. Love that shit.
I think every car should have a neon kit, and then it would look like the future.
Yeah, Blade Runner. But
just I don't even give a shit if it's an old. Like, I saw a guy driving them, and it was really like pristine condition. Like it must have been a 1980 something Lincoln Town car.
Oh,
it was gigantic.
That. Oh,
if you put lights underneath it, neon lights, it looked like it was floating, man.
That's right. Now, how
I'm just saying, cool. If every car had neon lights under it at nighttime, it would look like Blade Runner.
That's right. If you kit anything, put a kit on a fucking Ford fucking
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
A Cutlass Sierra. It doesn't matter, dude.
A fucking
It looks
Camry.
like a future car.
Yeah. A fucking old school Camry from like 2008. Like,
doesn't matter. Looks the same as a Tesla at night with the kit on with the neons.
Oh shit.
No one knows.
I just Ubered in a Tesla yesterday. Oh my god, it's like you're flying. It's like flying. It's weird.
That's why I think people drive so shitty in them, is because they forget that they're even driving.
That's absolutely. He was a terrifying driver, man. I thought.
Yeah, they drive real bad. I don't know why they drive so bad.
It's upsetting. It's upsetting. I don't know.
They took the mantle from the Prius drivers.
They did. They took that title for sure.
They were like, "You guys is nothing compared to us. Look at the size of the screen. I'm never looking at the fucking road again."
I can go 110 in fucking 2 seconds. Cool.
I don't even know if I need to be driving this right now. I'm just going to take my hands off the wheel. Like, it'll work it out. Tesla will figure it out. Tesla. Siri, tell Tesla to figure it out.
Heal Tesla. Heil Tesla. Just made it. Oh, shit.
Punk rock show. Punk rock Christmas show. We're starting off with the Crime Scene Cleaners, Mental Health City, and then after that, the Nuts from our buddy Tommy Lee Cool with their track Filth. Check them out right now. It's Christmas and holidays.
Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity. Can you say you were trapped inside? Avoid the reality in your mind. The deeper we go, the less we find. Another day you play with, I can't unwind. live for the sickness, food's out of date. You're a long time dead and you don't want to wait. And then a pleasure doming as you fight or flight. I had an artificial sleep last night. A paranoid in crowded spaces cut me open and I never hear. There's a fractured dream that is forced upon you. Looking for a helpline, losing your capacity. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, you go mental. Sometimes laugh, but it dies inside. Everybody found out all the places I hide inside. Paralyzed, but the lights on green. Losing my memory, tell me where have I been? I'm proud to laugh like a drop out of school. Don't like what I do, but I don't make the rules. Gotta change the direction, but your vision is blurred. You're talking to a phone and you've forgotten how to care. In a room and in a disconnection. I'm borderline and it is hard to breathe. Stay with people, but I'm underneath you. I'm taking all the boxes, but I'm losing my capacity. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, you go mental. I can't breathe. Mix your makeup when I feel the anger. Don't care. You're the voices in your mind not free. They pass the judgment for their own amusement. I can't stand up when I'm losing my capacity. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, you go mental. Deep down and I lost track of time. I feel so worthless when I caught in your eye. I gave control when I knew you were blind. You set the boundaries, then you're crossing all the line. Every question will scratch my skin. Mind just freezing, I won't let you leave. It's a part of the ride, we do what they say. They get a bit much and it's slipping away. Approval comes in the guise of rejection. Life is cheap and I never can leave. 10 feet home and I feel like a stranger. Back next week cause I'm losing my capacity. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, mental health city. Mental capacity, you go mental. Mental health city. Mental health city. Mental health city. Mental health city. Mental capacity, mental health city.
I think it's better than most. Yeah. You know what pissed me
Stay
off?
off it.
Yeah, I was in a store and they're playing that like those religious songs. That pisses me off. And like you're playing fucking Silent Night's fine, but like
Yeah, some of them are okay.
Oh Holy Night, that's fucked up. I don't
Just listen, just bring it down a level and give us the the fun pop Christmas hits.
Yeah, give me some Wham, give me some fucking
I don't listen. Yeah, like get in there.
Yeah, Bono.
Get those very special Christmas albums and just play them all straight through.
Yeah.
Little Christmas in Harlem by Run DMC.
That's such a good song, dude. Temptation.
Yeah. So
Fucking
good.
Die Hard soundtrack, man.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Christmas
Those
in
albums,
Hollis
if you
Queen.
guys, if people out there have not invested in they're called A Very Special Christmas, and all the proceeds were given to food for children or shelter or something. I feel stupid. I don't remember, but I bought all of them.
I love that. That's fucking cool.
And now over time, I think I only have 2 left.
Hey, it's like the Rock and Temple of Doom. You got one of them. Yeah,
I was listening to Very Special Christmas album 1, which is Red, in my car in the summer. Not this summer. It was summers when I parked my car outside in California and it destroyed it.
Yeah.
It just destroyed it. I went out there and looked at it and it looked like ripples.
Right.
And I was like, oh man, not Very Special Christmas. Yep. And that was in the summer though. Maybe it was something I was not supposed to be. Maybe I was getting involved in things I can't possibly understand.
Maybe. Or the ozone layer is just, hey, fuck it.
I'm just saying, maybe the ghosts of Christmas, whatever, were like, hey, what are you doing playing that in the summer, asshat? It's festive enough in the summer.
That's right. Yeah, you brought the ass hat in there too. You got my chuckles right
Just
there.
I gave it a straight Jericho.
Yeah, that's right. You just Jericho.
Ass clown is even better.
So good.
Sometimes there's performers out there that just say stuff, but it like locks into your head, like it just sticks right in your brain, and you end up saying it all the time. Like I use ass clown and ass hat all the time.
Yeah, I mean, right. Like Red from 70s show, like dumbass, like that. Everyone says dumbass, but the way
he's back.
Clarence. I know he's back. What's his fucking name? Clarence Boddicker. No, that's the character from RoboCop.
That's the character from RoboCop, which was amazing, dude.
Oh my god, the cop.
One of the greatest villains of all time.
Of all time. Yeah.
He's definitely top 5.
Tommy Lee Jones and what is that? The Boat. I think he was great too.
He was great.
What is that boat movie called? What is that?
I can't remember right now, but I know what you're talking about, and he was great.
Steven Seagal, right?
Yep.
Exactly.
When he was under 300 pounds.
Yeah. The
greatest of all time is Hans Gruber.
Oh my god.
From Die Hard.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
The absolute best action movie bad guy ever.
Absolutely.
No one will ever change my mind on that.
You do have a Warriors poster, but he's such a prick. He doesn't really do anything. And
he's good though.
Yeah. The
but Hans took it to a whole new level. They grabbed themselves a real actor.
Yep. He
came in and played this twisted, and the whole plot. Like you needed someone who could act to give, because honestly, Bruce Willis not much of an actor in those days. He's
still 20 years down, he really wasn't ever. I mean, like Tarantino brought it out of him, but no, you're right.
So you grab freaking Alan Rickman, who's an absolute monster as an actor, and it was really, you almost were rooting for him because he was just so evil.
Yeah, and sometimes, you feel like, fuck the cops, and like, what is this fucking, guy, is brutalizer doing? Let's let that weird East German win, fucking, for once. Let's give him a W. All right.
He's just here for the money.
Yeah, he's just robbing. I mean, he did shoot a guy in the face.
He was a corporate guy.
corporate guys. Spoiler alert.
I guess it just all depends on who's watching the movie,
That's true.
who
That's
you
true.
choose as heroes. How very punk rock. Shock balls, one step closer, and failure to conform with whiskey in my blood. Check them out.
That's my love, that's rock and roll.
fucking form, Whiskey in My Blood and Shock Balls with One Step Closer. That's a premiere of the Shock Balls.
Shock balls.
It's actually a premiere of the Nuts, too. And actually, you know what? It's a premiere of Crime Scene Cleaners, too. I forget because, you know, I do the list and then I just am promoting the show, so I'm not thinking about the list. And then here we are. I got the list. I do the list early in the week. It's the end of the week. I'm looking at the list. It's kind of fresh to me again.
Oh, I like that. All right. Is that
It
good?
is.
Does that feel good? When
It does. It does. I do forget. Occasionally, I do forget some facts. It's like just a couple pieces, some tidbits maybe that I had in my head I was going to say, and I don't remember those usually. But I'll write them down someday. Or you know, when we're in a studio, I'm sure they have an intern that could do something like that for me.
Interns love shit.
That I could text at 4:15 in the morning when I can't sleep with an idea I have.
Hey, you got some clerical work for you. You know,
Write this down.
Yeah.
No, write it down.
Yeah, write it down.
Don't type it. Write it down.
What's up, dickhead? Welcome. Come on.
Intern 4. I would just name them by how many I've gone through.
Yeah, numerical clerical workers for you.
And they'd think, actually, I'd just call them number, just like they'd think it was like a Slipknot thing, but it isn't.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's just
not.
a lot of them. There's a lot of turnover.
Yeah. We
In a
can't.
non-paid position.
No more names. Yeah. It's not worth it.
Big Jim's wild card for episode 255 is our buddy's Scroll Keeper.
Oh, wow.
This track is epic.
They're back in the fucking game, bro.
Dude, epic metal. It's like 7 minutes and 40 seconds.
Wow.
It's so fast. It goes by so fast, like a good, like the bands of yesteryear, they're still going, but I mean, like Maiden and shit. You're listening to a 7-minute song, felt like a 3-minute song because there was so much to it, but it all flowed so well. And that's what you got here.
That's beautiful.
Scroll Keeper, Shadow Dancing, Big Jim's wild card. Here it is. Scrollkeeper, Shadow Dancing, Big Jim's Wild Card. And now we're up to tracks from last and other previous shows that are on the top. There's not a top 10. It's just 10 songs.
Yeah.
I just corrected myself.
The list.
Yeah, it's not in order. There's no order to it other than I have to put numbers on there for my own sanity. But they could be anything. I could do alphabets.
Oh, that's true.
Alphabet letters.
A song, B song, C song.
I choose not to, though.
They do that at radio stations, don't they? Like A.
I mean, it's probably a
AM.
good idea.
I mean,
You
sure.
know, and they used to do it in their libraries.
Yeah, here's A1, and that's just, Bing Crosby, right?
Yeah, it's all Bing Crosby. But just outtakes of him like smacking motherfuckers around.
Merry Christmas.
Bing just put his
Bing.
foot through the drums. Bing's foot's in the drums. Now it's just his shoe. His foot's out, but his shoe's still in there.
Bing kicked the kick.
He kicked it. Bing kicked it. Riot After Midnight, Yours All Night, The Dev, Hellbent, and then Failsafe, Burn It to the Ground, Right Now, where the Outlaws are.
Yeah.
The Failsafe, Burn It to the Ground, The Dev, Hell Bent, and Riot After Midnight, Yours All Night. 2 more on the set list for episode 355. Started off real punk rock,
Yep.
and then it went to more rock. But it's very punk rock heavy on the top.
Yeah, totally. Right.
It's like visually it's like if a hammer.
It's a visual, like a visualizer for like
Like if
music.
I were visualizing how if I was like it's as heavy, top heavy with punk rock as a hammer
I love
would
that.
look.
See,
Yeah.
that looks, I can see it. I can see it slamming down. Just boom. Just
With the punk rock riffs.
love it.
Blind Perception, Erased by Time, and then wrapping it up for the holiday season and punk rock, Kittenhead with Fa La La.
This is the song.
This is the Christmas song this year.
Song of the season, brother.
And we got to play it, I think, every single week of December.
I know. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, that was good timing. So, it's a little happy holiday Christmas last of the set list song vibe that we're giving you.
Happy punk.
Happy Punkmas.
Yeah, happy punkmas, motherfucker. I have a machine gun now.
Feel like a faceless man.
Yeah.
Lee, what's up, buddy?
The worst thing is I have to do it for normal conversations on Zoom and
No, I'm
Skype
enjoying
stuff. But it's really weird.
I feel like it's like
actually an interview. At least this is actually an interview. Most times it's just to have a chat with a friend, and I'm there like holding the mic.
It makes everything so formal.
Very formal. Yeah.
I didn't know we were having a professional chat for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
no, that's good. It's good. You've got one, so now at least you know. Yeah, I didn't want you to
Mine's
feel
not
like.
hooked up. Mine's not hooked up though. It doesn't go.
Oh, it's just to look good.
Yeah. It goes right into like a donut. There's nothing to it. It's like a fucking crawler is on the other side.
But you should take something out of the donut and you'll see what kind of sound you get. That's
my next album.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Lee, how's everything going, my man?
Yeah. I mean, oh wow. If you'd asked me a while back, like, you know, summer, I would have been like roaring and on top of it because we were like everything was like clear sailing and yeah, I know end of summer I lost my job and then a month later my dad died. So it's been raw, being honest. So but you know, I just poured myself into I've been working on this album for like 2 years. I started it in like 2020 with having a couple of bits of music, a couple of bits of lyrics already kind of ready for it or whatever. And then obviously it was just going to be like a diary, one album a year. I was just going to do like one album, whatever happened in that year, chuck it together, an album, release them as singles through the thing and, you know, collect it together at the end of the year. And each year it'd be a diary. And then, you know, COVID happened and everything went like, do you know what I mean? I wrote so much material, and a load of it was quite specifically geared around, you know, stuff that happened around that time. So that became like this album. I've actually got like, you know, albums like they need work, they need tweaking and finishing and stuff like that. But I've got maybe between 3 and 5 albums like backed up now of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So this is the stuff. This is the stuff that was about like that time, you know, the kind of like from pretty much, you know, just when COVID hit until kind of just, you know, a little while ago. I know in America, you've still got quite a lot of, in England, it's almost a bit gone and forgotten now in a strange way.
Yeah, they actually I just read that they were thinking about in Los Angeles here to reinstate. They were talking about having us do the masks again. I still wear one when I go to like big public places like the grocery store, only because like, man, wouldn't that be the shittiest way to get COVID? Like, how'd you get COVID? Oh, I was buying a loaf of fucking bread.
Yeah,
like that's not worth it. If you're out partying with your buddies at the bar and getting pissed drunk, at least you're like, yeah, but wasn't that fun though? You know
well, that's it's weird you say that actually, because on in this time last year, I threw a Christmas gig for Quick Fix, like just for whoever could make it, and obviously it was like, you know, in between lockdowns and, you know, and literally the day before the gig, when it was already booked and everything was sorted, do you know what I mean? Boris Johnson said, everybody stay in. Like, it's like, don't go out this weekend. And it's like, really? My weekend? Like, you know, and those of us who did bother all got COVID. So, you know, like we're talking band, promoters, DJ.
Wow.
I think the DJ may have given us it, but yeah.
Probably. It was one of those, what they call in the paper, they always say in the paper here, a super spreader. Like I just hate shit like that because it's like you're almost giving it, like, I don't even want to fucking acknowledge it enough.
Can you buy one of those? Yeah. Sounds like something
like,
you use in your garden, doesn't it?
It just sucks. That's all. It's just a shitty thing that happened to humans, and hopefully we can get through it. Like I said, I still wear one, but like it doesn't really bother me. But when I go to the bar with my friends, I don't wear one.
Yeah. I mean, there's times and places. Like I'm still tempted every so often on travel. You know, like on a plane, etc. And when you go to the doctors or the dentist, you still have to wear one. So, you know, so it's not gone, but it's just out of sight, out of mind, I think, for a lot of people. But the album's not just about that, but also, if you remember, like tons of crazy stuff all happened just continuously for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Whether it be governmental or whether it be, you know, to do with protests and
For sure. It was insanity.
Identity politics, and like just like so much fighting, basically. Do you know what I mean? And so I just tried to get like
it was like reading the start of a sci-fi novel.
Yeah, I mean, we
like
might
this is how we end.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we would. It's still kind of playing out a little. I don't want to write it off. Do you know what I mean? It's still playing out pretty badly, isn't it? So
I think we're on an upswing, though. I think we're on an upswing. It's on an uptick. Like it is.
To draw a line on the album, because otherwise, if you keep writing, it'll become like a document of the end times, and you'll have to put it out on the last day of Earth. You know what I mean? And then nobody will get to hear it. So I figured, well, I'll draw a line here, and then I'll write about the next batch of stuff after that.
And there will be a new batch. But you know what? Eventually, Lee, what the fucking goal is here is that a batch of shit you're writing about is like this new uprising of these really awesome artists that inspire you, we just look around and we're like, well, shit, we turn that around, and you write about that. That's the hope. Well, hopefully we don't have to keep writing about more freaking tragedy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's tough. It's a lot easier to write about. I mean, not every song on the record is unhappy or whatever. Like some of them have a comedic look at things, and some of them are just kind of like making the best out of things, and talking about things that matter during a time or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So it's not all miserable, but there's even some sarcastic happiness on it. Do you know what I mean? So,
that's always good.
But I think it is easier to write, for me at least, like from a kind of anti or depressive or the negative things. I don't know whether it's because I'm a 90s kid. Do you know what I mean? Like
I think that's it's in you, and that for sure. It's like what we grew up. It's what was. It's like we marinated in it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. So
there's always this part of, you're kind of always a little bit like, you.
And it's interesting, isn't it? Because the world kind of it sways on these pendulums, and if you're someone who doesn't really fit at all, then you find yourself uneasy no matter what the temperament is, which is a really weird place to find yourself, because you go, it's me. Like I just don't no matter how far we go, right, or how far we go left. There's always a bit where I'm like, is this going to be okay? And then there's always these bits where it's like, I'm uncomfortable now. Do you know what I mean? We've gone, a bit too far this way. And either way, it feels like, whenever it feels like bullying from either way, like there's a pendulum where it suddenly goes into the, not to be too Captain America about it, but like, I don't like bullies. Do you know what I mean? So as soon as it goes into the point where you feel like, someone's being bullied here, there's I feel like uncomfortable. And so I find that a really easy place to write from, though. Do you know what I mean?
I think that place is almost like the curse of the artist. Like an artist it's always like that kind of there's very little peace, because you're always finding that thing, and then that thing you write about, whatever it may be. It may not even be something like, if you're a comedy writer, it may be about standing in line at a coffee shop or whatever it may be. You're always looking for that thing that usually people just go with the flow.
The falling down, whoever wrote that movie. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of, where it's like, oh, right, you're it's the guy who you kind of you sympathize with, but he doesn't fit. And then in those stories, they go off on some kind of oh no, where's this gone kind of thing.
Right. Well, what your hope is, with an artist, you just create.
Yeah.
Creator destroyer,
that's the key, isn't it?
That's the artist. It's a creator destroyer situation. And unfortunately, if you have an artist brain, and you really, really do, you either constantly want to be creating, or you kind of want to destroy.
Even if it's yourself. Sometimes yourself. Do you know what I mean? That can
absolutely. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be, a glass window somewhere, throwing something through it. You could be your ears.
Yeah.
You're like, I fucking hate my ears. Why?
And then when you're older, you go, please, ears, I'm sorry.
Yeah, totally.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what I was doing. It's the
You
whole body.
repent.
The whole body's like, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm sorry.
You have
Knees.
to
Oh, I'm
repent.
sorry. I didn't realize. You know.
We're all friends. We're all friends here in this aging body. Did we last time you were on, did we play did we do vinyl tape CD?
No,
Do you
no. I
remember?
would love to do this. Let's do this.
Okay, so all it is, and it's just because I think it's very interesting what artists listen to. So it's the first, and whatever you bought with your money, or you ripped it, or you nicked it. Do you guys still say nicked it over there?
Sure.
Sold it.
We've got a lot of words for stealing.
So do we. So yeah, that's what we learned that from you guys. I think back in the day, we were like, like it. Let's do that
We
a
kept
lot
sending
over here.
people away. We kept sending people away. So I'm assuming they were the ones who were nicking stuff. So it's Australia. We know
They
that.
totally were. They totally were. So it's the first piece of vinyl you ever bought. It has to be
Yeah,
with
I
your
can tell you
hands. Like
that
it has
for
to be
sure.
like you liked it enough where you had to get
No,
it.
I
not
can remember.
somebody
I
bought it for
remember
you.
that 100%. It's the Michael Jackson Man in the Mirror 7-inch, and it had the normal version. Then it had the instrumental on the back, and on the artwork it had the lyrics. So it was like your starter karaoke kind of. Do you know what I mean? Like it's everything there that you need. All you had to do was learn it, and then you could sing it along to it with the words on the back, and it was like almost like a singer's starter kit. So
Absolutely.
So that was the first 7-inch I ever bought with my own
That's
hard-earned
great trash. Still a
Yeah,
good song.
it's still a good song. Yeah, it's a classic song, really, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
and a good message at the core as well.
They played a lot during Christmas.
Yeah, that makes sense. All the ding, 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 ding,
And then so you don't walk by
and
the Salvation.
charitable. It's like
People
it's
are-
talking about that cold. Yeah, turn up the winter coat on. Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
you know,
good
when
for
someone then you
everyone.
walk by like the Salvation Army guy and you feel guilty and then you really have to
Yeah,
give
yeah.
him money because of the Michael Jackson song. He's
Yeah,
still
I
working
think
with
it's
magic.
good. I think it's good. Yeah, good.
It
He's still
is.
working with magic. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I mean, you know, like I think it's interesting. I don't want to go into a deep like Michael Jackson thing or whatever, but I
Right.
think it's interesting that a lot of the pillarized people are actually a lot of the time people who seem to have this like at their core just this kind of quite innocent message, and it's like almost like I don't think they're necessarily equipped for when these people come after them because there's a certain naivety of like, what would you want? Do you know what I mean? So I get like things like Man in the Mirror, they're a very good little kind of like signifier of like, you know, he could have been putting out anything. And there's a lot of music of its time that was a lot more salacious or a lot more trying to grab instead of, you know, put out positive messages. And I don't know if I like necessarily, I don't know what I write. I think I'm putting out positive messages through weirdly kind of anti way. Like I'm more Han Solo than Luke Skywalker, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But you know, there's something about that, and I think Prince is like a more Han Solo than Luke Skywalker. You know, but they're both
Totally
good guys, and Michael Jackson's just plain, you know, wide-eyed, innocent Luke Skywalker. I'll do the good thing. Do you know what I mean? And
Absolutely. Whereas Prince is just giving you like little red Corvette and stuff, and you're like,
I'll get in the Skyway.
I don't know if I'll ever be adult enough to really understand Prince's music. I think he's just that much more advanced than me when it comes
I think
to
it might have advanced me a few years, a few fast. You know what I mean?
Seriously. All right. What was the first? Now the first tape and a single also counts because I had a lot of those.
Yeah, I know. First cassette. Well, that I was ever bought with my first ever Walkman was called the Hits Tape 1984, and that was like a compilation that had like it had
Billboard,
short version of Purple Rain. It had Thriller, Ghostbusters, Body by the Jacksons. Let's Hear It from the Boy by Denise Williams.
Hell yeah. From the Footloose soundtrack.
Freedom by Wham, Careless Whisper by George Michael. I'm trying to think what else. Meatloaf, something by Meatloaf. Give Me All Your Loving by ZZ Top. There wasn't much rock on it. Paul Young and Alison Moyet, All Cried Out by Alison Moyet. Yeah, that's about it. Anyway, that's like most. I've told you most of the tape. I think
That was a
Holding
that
My
was a,
Shoe
that's
by
a
Neil
great
from
one.
Young Ones. Yeah.
That's a
But
great
yeah,
one. That was a
it's
great
all right.
year
It's a
for
good
music.
starter. It's a good starter. It's a good starter. And then, especially with Ghostbusters, Purple Rain, and Thriller on one tape. What do you want? Do you know what I mean? And then the first thing I ever bought with, well, then I bought with like I asked my parents, "Oh, can I have that?" Was bad because I developed quite the Michael Jackson thing. And then the first thing I ever got with like that I went into a shop that my parents didn't listen to or anything like that was In Excess Kick. And I remember I was into that. Like and
Tremendous
everybody
album.
everybody had to grow to like that because I liked it, if you know what I mean, as opposed to things that were already floating about. Like there's a lot of good music floating about in my house, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, Bob Marley,
Yeah,
James
me too.
Brown, Roxy Music, Smokey Robinson, like tons of great stuff. So I wasn't starved of good music, but what I went and like brought in to that went on the tape player and everybody had to listen to because of me. First one was In Excess, I would say.
Oh, and it's such a good album. There's so many hits on it. Almost everything on it was a hit.
Have you ever seen there's a weird thing on YouTube where Beck and friends recreate the whole album, and it's in a day. They do this project where they recreate an album in a day, just however they can or whatever. I think it's in a day. It's either it's in a week. I might have fast forwarded it.
Even if.
But yeah, they do like a little version of everything basically, and yeah, it's really good. And obviously, I love Beck anyway, so it's great to
he's amazing.
Him do that is like such a oh wow out of like. So I met Beck. When I met him, I had backstage passes for Leeds Festival in England, and I was writing about met loads of people, Deftones at the drive-in, tons of people. But anyway, I'm chatting with DJ Swamp, who's Beck's DJ, backstage and getting on really well. But then Beck comes along, and I grew up like working on a 4-track, and then Beck, obviously that first album, he used to do loads of like little indie stuff on 4-track, and then that first album was on a 4-track, so that's hugely inspirational to me. Like he was like the young Prince. You can almost
totally,
you know what I mean? Similar to like Trent Reznor, the way that like you found out he did everything himself more or less and just cheated with like technology and stuff. You're like, oh, right. So you don't have to be like Prince level genius on every instrument to actually do that. You can. So like between Beck and Nine Inch Nails, I feel like they really like opened up doors for me, especially like doing, because I've always been a solo artist. Even when I've been in bands, I've always been obviously recording. The first thing was me recording tunes, if you know what I mean. So when I see Beck, it's Midnight Vultures era. He's like the coolest he's maybe ever been, and he's like kind of like a young Jagger, like skinny and big hair, and anyway, he's walking along. He's got an entourage of 30-40 people. I'm not kidding, like literally 30-40 people, and I start talking to him. I leave DJ Swamp. He doesn't mind because he realizes he gets it. Do you know what I mean? But I'm walking backwards, practically moonwalking, chatting with Beck as he's walking along to his bus or whatever. Then we get close to the bus, and Beck just stops and just continues talking with me, like just two in this conversation. And everybody around him just stops. And there's this kind of like murmuring of like, why are we all stopping? And kind of like, and there's all these people just waiting for Beck to kind of finish talking with me, and he seems totally oblivious to that fact, and I'm not at all. I'm sweating like anything,
right.
And he just finishes off the conversation with me, and I said, oh listen, anyway, I should let you go, you're holding up everybody. And he goes, oh yeah, but not, thanks so much and whatever, and it was really sweet and everything. And I was like kind of just as sweaty, not 18 or anymore or whatever, but probably like 21 or something, do you know what I mean, young and green and everything. And he was just had all the time world, and didn't mind stopping the world for me. Do you know what I mean? So
he's great.
I'm a
huge fan. I'm a huge fan. I've always been a huge fan. I think that first album was amazing. I got into him because all I heard was that this guy Beck, I'm like, to my friends, I was like, who's that? And they're like, he's friends with the Beastie Boys. And I'm like, well, I'm already listening to him then. If he does stuff with the Beastie Boys during that time, when that came out, I think was that like Check Your Head, I think was like Beastie Boys time. And I'm like, I loved the beats they were using.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
I
it's
heard that
other stuff,
Loser
isn't
by
it?
Beck,
Yeah.
and it was those beats that drew me to Beck. And then I found out how brilliant he was. And I was like, amazing.
Yeah, it becomes like I love artists where you're drawn in because something seems like so cool and unique, and then you realize there's this whole like universe of stuff to like investigate to this person. And
Oh,
Beck's
it's
like,
the best.
even from the beginning, Beck was kind of like that because he had all that independent stuff, like
Yeah.
Satan made me a taco, and MTV makes me want to smoke crack, and all of that stuff that was like, really cool. Yeah, and that was the time for all that stuff going.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I love the way that the era really pushed you towards like the crappier recorded, smaller label.
It did.
Into the small venue to find your, it really did put, and good God rest him, Kurt, has a big, he wasn't busy saying, oh yeah, I loved this band and this. He was saying this obscure band and this obscure thing, and come on, Meat Puppets, come and play this thing with us. Do you know what I mean? And
absolutely, it was all about that. It was about going to the record store and like finding, like, let's say you were like, I'm gonna go Alice in Chains. You'd go to Alice in Chains section, and then in the back there'd be the bootleg stuff or the really weird imported stuff. You don't find that anymore. Like, it would be a recording of like, the Rooster that was like just vocals, or like it's
I
just,
used to do the record
but you had
fairs.
to find it.
Yeah, I used to do the record fairs quite hardcore when I was younger.
So fun.
Like, as a Prince fan, it becomes like oh, you have to do the record fairs because like Prince bootlegs, there's so much stuff. Like they still haven't released so much stuff.
I know.
It's insane, really. Yeah, and so that opened up that, and then once you get into other bands as well, you start getting. I mean, even early things like I was into U2 when I was quite young, and that became like I've got this U2 bootleg with like the early versions of all the Upton Baby sessions and stuff like that. And it's just like when you're young in a band and getting in your first band, you're like, oh, I can hear the sessions of the writing of. Do you know what I mean? It's
absolutely
like education, like
that's
totally rock
totally
school. That's the rock school that that we went to.
It really is. It really is. I remember like who was the box set that had all the crazy B-sides and everything? Was it Floyd? It was like, remember, it became like in the 90s, it became like this thing where these bands were putting out these box sets.
Oh, yeah.
And there was always these really weird, the Beatles did.
The Pumpkins. Oh, yeah, the anthology thing. Yeah, the anthology thing was huge. Like, I bought my mum all the videos and we watched all of them together, and that was like a big deal. I've done quite a few Beatles like tribute things in Liverpool for Beatle Week and stuff, and that's like a whole other trip. Like, it's just like a week full of just Beatles everywhere and Beatles fans invading the whole of Liverpool. And it's like, and then you'll go and like, I'd be like a Southerner going up with this band that I pulled together of Southerners, and we'd be traveling to Liverpool to play the Beatles music for Liverpudlian people in like some like
fun,
either the Cavern or St. George's Hall or the Royal Philharmonic in Liverpool and stuff, like really kind of like shit your pants gigs.
No kidding.
Yeah, but great ones, but amazing, like memorable. Like some of them are on my YouTube and stuff, and like I'm not even like, even if you remove me entirely from the thing, like the guitarist is amazing, the pianist is brilliant. Do you know what I mean? Like everybody's just so good, and so I can kind of watch these things and kind of like not even look at me and just be going, look at how well you guys did that bit. I think that's one of the things that gets missed when people are like, my band is amazing. You're not talking about yourself particularly. Do you know what I mean? You're talking about the noise that those guys, especially if you're the singer, because you get that rare, and if you're a wild singer who goes out, because you get to hear what your band actually really sound like out from the audience. And I'm not kidding, Smilex were amazing, like not because of me or whatever, but because
I know what you're saying.
You're just saying those guys are like, this is the best band. Do you know what I mean? What was the made of the stuff you like? Do you know what I mean? So it does
absolutely. What's the Lee, and what's the CD? What was the first CD you ever bought?
CD that'd be Batman '89. The Batman '89 soundtrack, the Prince.
I had it.
The Prince songs. That was that was, yeah, I mean, like what a great first CD. Anyway, I think I already had it on cassette before, and that was just like cassette.
I
wore
had
it out.
the Single of Bat Dance.
Right, lush, yeah.
I think on the other side was what was it? It wasn't called 99 Balloons, was it?
200 balloons, yeah.
200 balloons.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the I obviously bought it since then. I was living in South Africa at the time, and we only had the album chart, and you could only really get albums, and occasionally there'd be like a maxi single,
Yeah.
and you'd pay well over the odds for it, and just to hear like 7 versions of the same tune. And the two that I remember buying in South Africa that I really played to death, and my family must be either love those songs or hate those songs, is New Power Generation, the song by Prince from Graffiti Bridge, and that had a long single with tons of different versions of it, and an original version of the song Get Off, kind of in a way, or a kind of seedling for it. And the other one was U2 Mysterious Ways, which had like 6 or 7 straight remixes of just the same. It's all right, just going on and on. And, you know,
They do that.
my
Dude, that
parents
was
must
another
have been
thing
like-
that was happening. They were doing like mad remixes of things. Like
Oh,
you were
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, all right.
Well, Quick Fix, kind of, you can see that we're kind of inspired by that, because we've got like on all our Bandcamp stuff has like loads of extra remixes.
It's
like,
pretty cool though.
by
That's
us.
fun.
And yeah, to be honest, some of them, you know, I hands up admit some of them I like more than like my original song that's been remixed and stuff. And some of them bring something to a song that you're just like, whoa, I just wouldn't have ever thought they'd be like that. You know, it's really cool because I have this great perspective running the label, because I'm just a fan of the thing, and then something else changes from that, and I get to be a fan reacting to that. But I'm kind of in the mix of going like, well, I think they'd be good. Do you know what I mean? So you get to, when I was younger, I devised this whole version of War of the Worlds in about 90, I want to say 6 or 7. It was going to be all the bands that were like big at the time, and it was going to be like Radiohead and
cool.
Tricky and Massive Attack and Portishead, and very kind of trip dancey Prodigy, you know, and they were going to redo all the songs. I thought Tricky doing the Red Weeds would be really good, and and like you know, Chances of Anything Coming from Mars by the Prodigy or something would be like almost like an Outer Space kind of.
That would be so good.
Tom York doing all of Phil Lynott's bits, and Beth Gibbons from Portishead doing all the main female bits, and I had other roles. Goldie doing a bit of something on there as well. Like it was a proper 90. It must have been 97, I feel like, because it sounds like it to me.
I was into every single one of those bands.
Every
single one of them.
This whole thing. And I kind of, now I just get to do that, but just not with those guys, with what I have to kind of work with and everything. So it's, you know, it's cool. It's like my own version.
What song are we going to play after the interview?
I don't know. Well, you've got a rock audience, so I'd like it to be something heavy. Do you want punky, or do you want like kind of fat and heavy?
Punky. Because the show that is programmed for today is pretty punk heavy. We got like crazy bands, the Nuts, the Crime Scene Cleaners, like it's the Shock Balls.
Okay, wicked. But do Jabs, because I've got a lot of good feedback on that, and it's like, I don't know what's controversial anymore these days, being honest, but like the whole idea of the whole idea behind the song was that the whole concept behind the Jabs ended up kind of tribalizing us and turning us against each other, and it's about a lot of the kind of like, during this pandemic, you've got like a time where people should have been kind of, and for a while it looked like we were, and I think some of us did, but
no, you're right.
This is for radio. I mean, come together, in case my hand gestures. but
no, they'll see this. They'll see this video. They'll see us talking.
Yeah. This hand gesture.
They get it. But it's
together.
true.
Yeah.
It's true. We did not come together.
So many excuses to fight, and the vaccination itself became a huge beefing point. So is taking the word jabs and kind of the fact that it's also a punching move, and so it's basically
I'm all
this
in.
kind of we're all taking jabs at each other, basically. And
I love it. So
that
before we go, I want to make sure that you get the information out there for the people where they can hear the new stuff or whatever you got coming up next. So give it to me. They need to know, Lee. They need to know.
Well, if they do need to know, then
they do.
I would say, yeah. So first and foremost, check out quickfixrecordings.com. Whole load of great bands. You hear a lot of them on the show anyway. Thank you so much for all the support.
Oh yeah, brother. Love the music.
Yeah, you've got great taste, so it seems like we're onto a good thing.
Always.
But yeah, so the Quick Fix, and find us on social media, and there's tons of great bands. I won't bother naming all of them. You can check it all out. There's a little playlist as soon as you land on our website anyway, so of a little taster kind of thing. Myself, the album's called Pandemoria's Box, concept album. It's out on Bandcamp at the moment. It'll be streaming early next year sometime. I don't put a priority on streaming because it's not going to, don't really give me any money. It's just like a thing that can happen whenever it happens, and then that'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? But I don't want to I don't put a lot of oh my God, I've got to get on streaming. I've got to push this, agenda of Spotify, and do you know what I mean? It'll be on there so that people can all hear it. I want this album it's supposed to communicate something to people, so I do want it out there, but I'm just not falling over myself. I got shit to do. You know what I mean?
Well, we'll play. What we'll do is right before you release it, just let me know when you're gonna. And we'll
great.
That Friday to give it a little extra.
Yeah.
A little extra.
But it's on Bandcamp now, and people can get it there or just listen to it. Do you know what I mean? So, and yeah, it's called Pandemoria's Box. I've also put out a companion thing of all the instrumentals, and just before New Year, if I get it done in time, I'm going to put out a little kind of alternative mixes thing where it's there's a drum and bassy kind of mix and a dubby kind of mix and some stuff like that. So, and that's alternative versions of all of it. So the whole project should be wrapped up by the end of the year. And that's leechristian.bandcamp.com. And, I'm Lee Christogram because someone said about Prince. I was saying about Princegram. Someone said, you should call yourself Lee Christogram. I was like, fine.
I love it. Why not, man? Anything.
I think people think it's a Christ reference, though, but it's just because my name's Lee Christian. Do you know what I mean? But it's Christmas.
Sometimes it's real. My last name's Gio. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Not be called it?
Exactly.
It's the way it is.
Have a great Christmas, dude.
You too, my brother. We will talk to you soon. Until then, have a good new year. Have a great next year.
Thanks so much for having me. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Always a blast. I love talking to you, my man.
Wicked. Awesome. Not enough hours in the day for it. Cool, man. Take care.
That's right. Later, brother.
Look after yourself. And peace to all of you paying attention. Thank you.
Later, bye.
Time for your top effing 10.
Yeah.
It's the Christmas Eve. Top fucking 10.
That's right. It's the eve of the eve.
Eve at Eve.
Is that technically Devil's Night? Or is
Eve squared?
Yeah.
I don't know what a Christmas version of Devil's Night is.
It's Angel's Night, right?
No, actually, Christmas Eve would be Devil's Night if we were going.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's Angel's Night, right? Cherub's Night.
It's the night before the holiday.
Yeah, right. Duh. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's still, feels good. Feels good.
We're right, but the thing is, it happened to be that the show fell right on the day before because people are going to be too busy Christmas Eve.
Yeah, see, they're going to be cooking the ham or, prepping the turkey, which is a dumb idea, by the way. Why do you have turkey? Come on now.
I guess we all make our own game time decision.
It's true.
More of a ham. We used to get the Italian ham,
Hell yes. With rosemary on it. And
yes.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
You got to go that route.
Yeah, you got to do that. Maybe a little bit of, you got a pasta dish, right?
I agree. Yeah, I agree. It does seem more Christmassy, the Christmas ham.
Yeah, that's what we used to do. And, you get some meatballs. We get the Swedish meatballs and a ham.
You got to there's always other things that go with it. But yeah, ham, it is way more. When I think Christmas, I do think ham way more than turkey or anything else.
Absolutely. I remember ziti. We'd go to our Italian friend's house in Christmas Eve. Fucking ziti. Oh my God.
Yeah.
God damn it. It was
so many good foods. That's a great thing about the holidays is the amount of amazing food.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Just go into like, if you just even go to a simple Christmas party, just with friends.
Yeah.
Everybody makes outrageously awesome shit.
Deviled eggs. Like, what? Who
Weird
made the
dips.
Weird dip, man? Who made
You
the
like can
nacho
go in,
cheese?
you're just like, you know what? I'm going to go in to this Christmas party, and my goal this year is to see how many dips I can try.
It's extravagant, too.
You'll
It's never like a
Get
normal
sweet,
dip.
you'll get savory.
Yeah, you get like olives in there. Like, who the fuck put an olive in here? Good job.
I'll get it though. And then that's not even starting with if you were just like, all right, only cookies.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
You're done.
You're done, dude. Someone brings a tamale pie. Like, who's smoking the crap? Who's
Everybody,
smoking the good crap?
even the store-bought cookies are good at a Christmas party.
Yeah. Yeah. Bringing that fucking Pennsylvania Dutch cookie, like a chocolate cookie. I'm like, this is too chocolatey. But you know, I'm like, it's fucking Christmas, all right?
You know what you got to do with stuff like that is I always walk around with a little plate, and you got to half it, and then move on a little bit, and then come back to the other half with the. That's why you carry around the mini plate.
That's right. You literally. Oh, someone didn't take my sliver. I'm gonna take my sliver. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Someone thought I just bit it and put it back or something.
I always cut. Because it's like, I think it's, you know what I mean? If you got to leave half of something out there, just cut it, because otherwise you're wasting. If you're wasting, that means somebody, like, let's say it was something you didn't know. You didn't know. You ate half, like, it was a coconut cookie and you don't like coconut.
Yeah.
You didn't know there was coconut in it. Well, so if someone else loves coconut and you wasted a whole cookie, cut it.
Cut it in half. That's right. There's a chocolate
This is my Christmas gift.
There's a chocolate chip cookie with all red M&Ms because it's Christmas, duh. And maybe a couple green sparsed in there. And then you just wasted it by biting it and throwing it into the trash can.
Cut it.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I can't. How many times have you walked up to some super awesome Christmas decadent freaking dessert and been like, oh my God, what is that? You know, like rum, double chocolate, fudge, lava, whatever. There's no way you're going to be able to eat a whole fucking piece of that.
Absolutely not.
Don't even try.
You know, if you have a significant other, sure.
Yeah, that's okay. That's two people though. But if it's just by yourself, you're going solo, or you know your significant other is like, don't even get that near me because I'll
vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah, upshuck.
Just take a sliver or a half.
Yeah, good. No, yeah, that's perfect. You don't need that much. Okay.
And then you can try a little bit of everything.
So you got some nog, you got some fucking, you know, what do you call that? Some macadamia nut fucking, I don't know. Bread.
I mean, that's a thing, I'm sure. Any macadamia nut, what? Who cares? Chocolate cookie dip. It's all fucking good.
But you can dip a chip in that fucking thing.
Anything.
Yeah. I'm hungry now, man.
I'm hungry for dessert, and I don't really eat that many desserts.
Yeah.
I don't. That's why, but during the holidays, I do.
Fruit cake. That's what I was thinking of. Fruit cake. I want to try it. I haven't tried one yet.
Oh, I'll get one.
Let's fucking do it.
Okay. I'm going to look when I go to the grocery store next time. It'll probably be right after Christmas.
Yeah.
So I know they'll have them like discounted.
That's right. All right.
Because it's just it's just like anything else. And I'll just buy us one and we'll try it on the show.
Let's just do
I've had them my whole life because I told you my dad actually liked them. So like every year I'd have to try the one he got because people would really buy him expensive, like really nice ones. And one time he got this one and it was like it had liquor in it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But that's not what made it so good. It's part of what made it so good. But it was really, really moist. And then it all worked. I was like, this is actually a good fruit. This is like a good one. I might have been an Italian one from the Italian market. I don't know. I don't remember. But it was a good fruit cake. And out of all the ones I ever ate, that was like the only one I really thought was like I would have eaten way more if it wasn't his favorite thing.
You got to trust the Italians with that type of stuff, for sure.
I think they put liquor in it.
No, they do. No, they do.
Well, that's the go-to when something doesn't taste good. I'm pretty sure if you put enough liquor on a turd, you could eat it.
Sweet vermouth. Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly.
But like, it just was really, it was just a really moist cake. So whoever, they made it, it wasn't dry because that's one of the fruitcake jokes. is that it's so dry.
So you're eating
like it's like a brick.
A brick. Yeah, you're eating just like cake brick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cake
But
like
no, man, I'm
drywall.
gonna try to find a decent one because they'll be, it'll be half off or more because no one eats fruitcake during the season, let alone after.
Good point. Yeah.
Like the fruitcake of the how many fruitcakes are eaten during Christmas in this country? Like 200. Okay, how many after the 0? Like no one likes them.
Negative. They're just throwing them out.
It's just almost like garland.
Yeah.
Like you could just put it there to like, oh, look at you got a fruitcake? Yeah, like a tree. Like it's just like a piece of ornament.
Right. It's like the oranges. They dry out oranges. They just put them out. No one's eating those things. They just look cool.
But I'm gonna find us a good one.
Oh, let's do it.
With liquor in it. Because I know it'll be on sale, so it'll be right in the show's budget.
If you that place Pinocchio's has it down Magnolia. In Monte Carlo, that Italian deli.
For sure they do.
They have some crazy shit in there.
Yeah, Pinocchio's does for sure.
I just bought boxed wine from there. And they're like, it's fucking cheap. It was great.
Was it?
Yeah, it was great.
I used to get coffee from there all the time because they have all the Italian coffees.
Fucking good coffee. I've always got coffee. It's a great place.
I still go there to eat at least once a month.
Good. Yeah.
It's awesome. Monte Carlo.
They made it through the COVID.
So easy. Place had people in it every time I've gone since. Great Italian place, everybody.
Fucking Jay Leno.
If you I don't even mind saying it because that's so good.
Yeah, exactly.
And you go up and you get your stuff on a tray and everything. Yeah. That'd be a good place to go if, like, on Christmas Eve, if you didn't have anywhere to go.
Perfect.
If they're open.
Oh, I think they are. Yeah.
Because I'm sure they have special, like, Christmas dinner packages.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they do. I'm sure.
I don't know where this is going. We're supposed to be saying happy holidays and a Merry Christmas to everyone. And to have big beers. We're not here to push Pinocchios.
Yep.
So identify the Pinocchios as a great restaurant and move on to, hey, big beers and cheers, everybody, and big eggnogs. Don't mix them together unless it's in your stomach. Enjoy.
Did we do the top 10?
No, we didn't even do it.
Oh, you want to do it?
Yeah, we got to.
I think we have time. Yeah, we have time.
You ready?
Noticed that. Yeah, sure.
No, yeah, we did it. We did it.
Do it?
Yeah, because I said number 10 was Kittenhead Fa La La. That's how this whole stupid tangent started.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right.
Wait, didn't I? No, I didn't. We didn't do it.
Oh, because that was on the
That was the end of the set list.
Oh, yeah. We got 1 minute. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, you ready?
This is going to be fucking awesome. All right.
Time for the top F and 10. Here we go. Number 10 is from the set list from last week. Is My High with Skin Tight. Number 9, Lonnie Claire with Flacco Fakes. Number 8, Kill Cody with So Long. Number 7 is Coastal Fire Department with Gentlemen. And number 6 is Coastal Fire Department with Gouge Away.
Wow.
Number 5 is The Posers with Nonstop. Punk. Number 4 is Saturn, Don't Ever Change. Number 3, Jane Lee Hooker with Lucky. Number 2, Year of the Dragon, Take Control. And number 1, for a third week, I believe, Quinn the Brain with Bad Friend. That is your top 10 for episode 255.
Woo! Yeah, woo! There's like 6 people.
I love it. I love it.
What do you call that? A fucking
candy cane. Candy cane. Shove them to the end.
just let this effing go. Hell no, what you talking about? Hell no, yeah, out your mouth. She said so long, what you talking about? Hell no, yeah, out your mouth. She said so long, you were wrong, I was strong. You can't take this away from me. You were wrong, You can gouge your way, stay all day if you want to. punches. I'm gonna take my sweet time. I'm gonna go nice and easy. Oh, I'm telling you that